VSG journey, let me share my truth. With wisdom and grace, I'm bringing the proof. Beauty, health, got that RM view. Unbox review, showing what's new. Shopping hauls, travel, and insights to share. Brooklyn stays with a style so rare.
Hey guys, so today I am making for dinner some chicken. I was just going to bake the chicken, but then I saw a recipe for orange chicken, and I'm going to be making that, and then I'm going to be making another recipe at another time with some other chicken pieces. So what I have are some just drumettes, and as you see, it has some type of breading. I don't have breadcrumbs because breadcrumbs always go stale on me because I don't fry anything in the house. So I'm going to do a version of oven baked fried chicken. And so what I did to get this breading is simply just take some Ritz crackers and then I put them in my mini food processor. If I can find the link, I'll leave the link here in the description. And I love this thing. I use it just for just about everything instead of chopping when I don't feel like being Chef Boyardee and chop and slice and dice and things. So just post it a few times. And then I took a separate bowl with eggs, one egg, and just whisk the egg, and then put the chicken in the egg, and then put the other bowl with the crackers in it, and then dipped it in the crackers, and just spritzed it with some olive oil. The pan, this is a 9 by 13 inch pan, and my oven is in at 350, so I'm going to do this oven baked chicken. All right, so this is part one. And then I'll show you how the chicken cooked up, and then we'll move on to part two or part 3 or 4 or whatever. The next step. You get what I'm saying. So see you at the next step. All right, guys, I'm back. And so I'm ready for the next step. And just to show you how my chicken came out, let me open the oven. I actually should have taken it out of the oven because I turned the oven off, and I just wanted to show you how the chicken looks. Now, I should have taken it out of the oven a couple of minutes ago. So it's extra crispy. It's extra golden brown. And as you can see, this is the oven baked fried chicken or oven fried chicken using what I did tell you that I used, using the Ritz crackers. So the chicken is nice and crispy, just like I like it. And we're going to let this rest, and we're going to move on to making the sauce. So what you see here is everything that I have to make the sauce. So I do have a cup of orange chicken. It calls for a half a cup of sugar, but I'm only using a quarter cup of sugar because to me, the orange juice is sugary enough. And I usually use monk fruit sweetener. So I'm allowing a little bit of sugar today just to see what the recipe, how it comes out. And so again, instead of half a cup of sugar, I'm using a quarter cup. So in here, I have 2 tablespoons of I've used all of my rice wine vinegar, so I'm using red wine vinegar. Rice wine vinegar is a little, it's milder than red wine or traditional vinegar, but this is vinegar with the mother in it. So this is really good vinegar. You can use the white vinegar if you don't have rice wine vinegar. And then I'm using soy sauce, and I use the soy sauce with the less sodium. So I have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce in here, along with the 2 tablespoons of the vinegar. And then I'm going to be using some ginger, already cut off. It calls for about a quarter teaspoon of ginger. So I may use like half of this. I'll see how much it is once I grate it. And then it also calls for a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder or 2 garlic cloves. So I'm going to use 3 garlic cloves because I love garlic. So I'm going to dice this finely. I may use my garlic press, or I may use my microplane to sort of get it minced. And then it also calls for half a teaspoon of red crushed pepper. I'm not going to use half a teaspoon. I'll probably use a quarter teaspoon of red crushed pepper or chili flakes. And then I went grocery shopping and I forgot to get an orange. So the recipe calls for a zest from 1 orange, and then it also calls for a tablespoon of cornstarch. So that's what you see in this bowl, and this is just 2 tablespoons of water to mix into the cornstarch to form a paste. All right, so we're gonna, oh, and also to top it off, I do have some green onion. What this is something I got from Temu, guys, and it's just something that helps you peel garlic, helps you peel ginger, and see, it's not even in English, but as you can see the instructions, you just sort of put it on your thumb there, and you peel the garlic and the ginger. So that's what I'm going to do. I've never used this. This is fresh out of the pack, so it comes flat, and you just put it on your thumb there like this and do what we're about to do. So let's go ahead and get things started so we can go ahead and make this orange sauce. So I already have a medium pot here, and what I'm going to do is transition over to, actually I'm just going to not transition over, I'm just going to put the pot here. You guys should be able to see that. Let me move this over a bit. Yeah, you can see that. So what I'm going to do is, in a medium pot that you have, a sauce pot or a small pot, I'm going to add my orange juice. I'm going to add the sugar. I'm going to add the vinegar and soy sauce mixture. Now I'm going to add the ginger and the garlic and the red pepper flakes. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and do a quarter, because it calls for half of the red pepper flakes. I may even use less than that, but a quarter is good enough for me, because that, again, it can be spicy, but not too spicy for me. All right, and I'm making a mess, but that's okay. We can opt to clean that up, or hey, it's the kitchen, so it looks kind of decorative in a way, right? But just for the sake of the video, I'll get rid of this, the little flakes here, keep my area clean as possible. I mean, you're in your kitchen, so, and I'm making this for me, so, you know, relax. Don't come for me in the comments about anything, please. All right, anything but nice comments, that is. In fact, let's go ahead and get rid of the formalities. Make sure you thumbs up this video. Okay? Give me a good comment. Let me know if you're going to try this, or have you already tried this? Do you make orange chicken? How do you make yours? Are you making it different from what the recipe that I saw? Let me know in the comments. Do you even like orange chicken? Do you even like chicken? But make sure, if you're not subscribed, that you are subscribing. And if I hadn't said it, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are returning, and for those of you who are new, well, welcome. I am your girl, Brooklyn Stace, and today let's go ahead and continue with our orange chicken. All right, so now, I'm going to go ahead and also use this little utensil here. Let's see how this works. Like I said, this is my first time using this, so I might be a bit awkward, but let's see how it works. Oh, hey, this works pretty good. This is pretty easy. It's scraping the peel off of the ginger. Oh, this is pretty cool. I kind of like this. It does make life easier, because, you know, you scrape it off, but sometimes in doing that, you're actually cutting away some of the ginger, or, you know, the garlic. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm like wasting a lot of it. So I kind of like this. It's a pretty cool utensil. I'm sure as I use it more, I'll get better at it. This is my first time using it. Have you guys used this before? Do you have this utensil? Let me know. Now, I'm not going to be using all of this, so we'll just move that over to the side there, and we'll clean that up a little bit in a few seconds here. Let me rinse this off. Yeah, let me know if you guys have utilized this, or are you going to? I'm going to see what this does to the garlic. I don't know. They said it's for garlic. I think it's just for actually peeling the skin off of the garlic, to which I've done already. So I'm not going to use this for that. Actually, let me see. I didn't do this one. Oh, it does. Look at that, guys. It does make life easier to peel. Now, it's not too hard to peel garlic, but you know what? Anything that makes life easier, go for it. So this is a good investment. This is only a couple of pennies. This was like cents on the dollar. I don't even know how much. And I don't, like I said, I've never used that. So see, I guess that's the best way to do it, to grab it and sort of peel it off like that. There we are. And so now I'm just going to get rid of that peel and go ahead and cut up my garlic. Let me clean this up in a second. So now that I've showed you this, guys, how many of you are going to look for this little gadget? I mean, I like it. I think it's a good purchase. I mean, like I said, it was only a couple of cents on the dollar. So I think it's a good investment in making life easier. So let's continue. All right, so now that we have that done, I could use my microplane or my microblade or not. So I'm going to move this water out of the way because I already have a flake of skin in it. And let's just go ahead and mince this. I could use my garlic press too, but I haven't used this in such a long time. And when I was going through my utensils, I was like, hey, let me just use this. You know, so this is like a grater, so to speak, but I like to use all of my garlic. So I kind of like to, you know, chop up all my garlic, and then you have to watch your fingers with this. And I actually have some gloves that you use when you're cutting. And I actually saw them use this in a supermarket, those gloves in a supermarket one time, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And it protects their hands, their fingers against cuts. So I actually saw that on Temu also, and I got a pair of those. And I've actually used them, you know, when I think about it, right? So now that I'm talking about it, I should just go ahead and use it. Because you know how you mention it, something, and then all of a sudden, boom. Now, definitely when I'm using my mandolin, yeah, I do use that then. Because it's very easy to slice your fingers using a mandolin. I did that once before when I was using a mandolin. So I'm going to just get the little bit of garlic off of that. And then I thought about using my actually garlic press that I have too. I had that out, but decided not to use it. And you know, this is my garlic press. I really love this garlic press. In fact, I might just use this last bit of garlic to go ahead and press it. So I'm just going to grate some of the ginger. Now it does call for a quarter of a teaspoon, or was it a teaspoon? I forgot what I told you at the top of my video. And once again, any bloopers, hey, I'm not cutting this out. This is in my kitchen. Sometimes these things happen and you just pick up where you left off and you keep going. Now, I do love the taste of ginger, and ginger is very much powerful, and it is very potent tasting. It's strong, so that probably was more like a teaspoon, but I'm okay with that because I love the taste of ginger. Now, I said that I was going to use my garlic press, so I'm just going to cut the little ends off of the garlic and go ahead and put it in my garlic press. And just use the other clove and let's press it. I like this. Look at that. Can you see that? I'm going to turn it upside down so you could see it. Everybody, in case you haven't used a garlic press, it does take some strength. And sometimes my hands don't work properly. You know, as you get older, this is what happens. But I do like this because you just slide this over. And see, I have it upside down, but you see what it did when I slid it over? It got the garlic off of that. And so it's kind of like a scraper in a sense. And see, it did press it really fine. I'm going to, it's no more. So that's it. So that's it. That's in using the garlic press. And actually, I'm just going to take every little bit and get that off. All right, so that's that. So we have all of that in our pot, and so now it's time to get it on the stove. And we're going to add the cornstarch. And I'm just going to put this on the stove, turn it up to like a medium heat. And then I'm going to add the water and whisk the cornstarch. And then we're going to go ahead and get this in the pot. This is like a thickening agent. I love my little egg beater. I do have a larger whisk. And I also have, sometimes I use this as well. So I love this because it works good for eggs, and it just takes it, as you can see, as I'm using it, I'm pressing down on this. And when I press down on this, it sort of turns. In case you couldn't see that, how it turns? So it automatically whisks whatever it is you're using. And it kind of saves you some energy, I guess. And sorry if you can't see this because I am using an overhead, but you should be able to see what I'm doing, and you get the picture. So that makes life easier. But like I said, if all else fails, use your regular whisk. And I do have a piece of ginger peel in that. That's what you see floating around in there. I'm not picking that out because it's just ginger peel. And sometimes I do eat the peel of a ginger. All right, so I got you a better view, and you see inside the pot I already have the sauce here, and it says to heat all of the ingredients for 3 minutes. And so I had it on a medium high, and it should be 3 minutes and another minute because I was setting up the camera while I had it heating. And as you can see, it's heating up pretty well and smelling good. And so also what I'm going to do is just go ahead, because this began to separate. So I'm just going to go ahead and whisk this. This is the cornstarch and the water. The 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and the 2 tablespoons of water. And so, yeah, this is going to form the paste. And then what we're going to do is add this to this orange sauce, and it's going to form that paste, and it's going to get thick. So this the cornstarch will be the thickening agent. And it does say to whisk together, being careful not to scrape up my pot. I'm just going to whisk this together. I actually do have it. I have a non-stick whisk, but of course I don't have it. So don't do what I'm doing. Use a non-stick whisk. But I'm being very careful not to scrape up the bottom of my pot, even though you hear it connecting. I'm not actually scraping. I'm whisking more on the surface. And so I'm going to continue to cook this for about 5 minutes until it begins to thicken. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to come back once 5 minutes is up to save time for the video. So I'll see you in a few. Okay, let's check on our sauce. I did add a little bit more garlic powder. This tastes really good. I've tasted it, but I love it really garlicky. I really love garlic. I could have put that's not even a word. I could have put 4 cloves of garlic, even though the recipe only calls for 3. That's how much garlic I like. I really love garlic. So I put just a little bit more, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon more garlic powder. And so it's thickening up really nicely. And I just wanted to show you, it hasn't been quite 5 minutes yet. But in the meanwhile, I'm just going to chop up some of the green onion for garnish. So I'm just going to do that while this goes ahead and finishes. Boy, I'm getting tongue-tied, I think because I'm hungry. I mean, I had breakfast this morning, but I think because I'm hungry, I am a little tongue-tied. I'm not a diabetic, thank God, but my blood sugar is low, so my brain is not functioning right. Hey, even though, I'm not a diabetic, when your blood sugar gets low, you are not functioning correctly, right? So I know I'm off camera and you hear the chopping, and I really should show you what I'm doing for the video's sake. So just hold on. Yeah, so I'm back. So what you heard me doing was just chopping up the green onion. I love green onion, and we can use this for garnish, but I actually love it in recipes. Not only when I'm making like guacamole, I even like to sometimes put it in my tuna. I just love green onion. I love onions. Usually I use red onion for everything, but nothing beats the taste of a green onion to me. And I actually had some dried green onions that I've used up. I had never tried that because I always get the fresh green onions. So I use the green onion flakes, but you know, I'd rather just try to get things as less processed as I can. You know, sometimes you can't help but have things processed. There's a lot of things processed. So, you know, unless you're actually growing your things in the garden and you have to be aware of where you're getting your seeds from, your things are going to be processed. So I don't trip too much on that. So now it's 5 minutes and I'm going to go back over to the sauce. So hold on a second. All right, and so we're back. And so I'm actually going to now put a large mixing bowl, and I'm going to place my chicken in the bowl. So remember, I have my crispy oven fried chicken here, and I'm going to place it in the bowl. This is some crispy chicken. It's just like fried chicken, guys. I cannot believe it's my first time making oven fried chicken. I'm actually going to save a piece of it just to show you. I'm going to save a flat as well as a drumette. This is actually part of a chicken breast, and this last chicken breast I'm going to save for another recipe. But I'm going to be trying that toward the end of the video just to show you how crispy the chicken is. Actually, let me just put that in another bowl here and keep that off to the side. And now let's go ahead and get our sauce. And so the sauce has been cooking for 5 minutes, and as you see, the cornstarch has made it super thick. You can make it thicker if you want to. You can add more cornstarch if you want to, but for me, this is good. See how thick it is? All right, and so what I'm going to do is just pour the orange sauce, hopefully you guys can see that, over all of the chicken into the bowl. We're going to get all of that orange sauce. Now, some of you may want to use some rice, but I really don't eat rice. I'm eating low carb as possible. Not doing keto, but just doing low carb. And so with that said, I do cauliflower rice. So you can take a spoon and just toss the chicken and make sure it gets all covered in the sauce. Ideally, you also want to use chicken pieces, like you could take a chicken breast and cut it up in chunks and fry it, or chicken thighs. But I kind of like white meat. I do eat chicken thighs on occasion. Of course, when I'm, you know, if I was eating Chinese food, they normally use chicken thighs. So because it is more economical, it's cheaper. So yeah, I do eat chicken thighs, but purchasing it, unless I'm making a recipe like this, I normally wouldn't eat chicken thighs. So although I'm going to use some of the red onions for garnish, I'm also going to use it in the sauce. Like I said, I said red onions, green onions. I just like the taste of it. And then it wakes up the recipe in terms of color. And so I'm going to let that rest. And then I'm going to show you what it is I'm going to use in lieu of using rice. So I'll be back with the next step. All right, so I'm back at the stove. Let me show you what it is I am going to use in lieu of broccoli. So I decided to, I do have some broccoli that I could have sauteed, but I like the super blend that I did get from Walmart. Shout out to Walmart. Brussels sprouts, Napa cabbage, kohlrabi, broccoli, and carrots. And I like this. Sometimes I make this into a slaw, but what I'm going to do is stir fry it. And I'm just going to have it with the chicken instead of white rice. But also, what I like to use is cauliflower rice. There's also broccoli rice, but I like to use cauliflower rice. And just to show you, some people don't know about cauliflower rice. This is steamable cauliflower rice. As you can see, that's what it looks like. And you can use this just like you would rice. Or you can use chickpea. It's frozen, so, you know, this is what it looks like. But that's what it looks like up close and frozen. But, you know, once you steam it, it loosens up and it resembles rice. And, you know, I tell you, it's all in what you make of it. I don't even miss eating, cooking rice with every dish. But, you know, sometimes I do want rice. Like I did buy a little small thing of rice to cook for things that I absolutely wanted to have rice. Not saying that I couldn't, I just choose not to. All right, so this is heating up. This is a little bit of oil I did have from bacon that I had earlier, but normally I would use olive oil. But since I did have that, I was like, hey, let me use this for a little bit of flavor, right? So it's been heating up. So I'm just going to stir fry a little bit of it. Normally I would use a bigger pan, but you know, I'm going to save this for some slaw or for when I want to use it for another recipe. And I'm just going to take my spoon, and see, here's where I could have used a bigger pan, right? But this is going to wither down because I'm just going to stir fry it. I'm not going to cook it too hard. I'm just going to stir fry it and cover it and let it steam up just a little bit. It really tastes good. The kohlrabi, the broccoli, like I said, the cabbage, this whole blend tastes really good. So I just wanted to let it sweat a little bit. I might put some of the green onion in it, but I'm definitely going to put some seasoning. I use garlic and herb seasoning. I am going to use just some black pepper. And I'm not going to use complete seasoning, which I normally do, because of the fact that I have the garlic and herb. I would also use some curry seasoning, but I'm not going to use that either. But I am going to take this piece of the onion, the green onion, and just chop it up. I could use some red onion as well, just to give it that onion flavor, or I could just use onion powder. But the garlic and herb, you know, it has onion in it, onion powder in it. But I might just use a little bit more of the onion powder. That was the tail end of the green onion. Just a tad bit. Got to watch it because this onion powder will come out really quickly. I don't know why they don't have the small holes. They just have the side with the large holes in the side if you want to scoop it out. But, you know, the rate that this onion powder comes out, it comes out quick. So that's it. I could add some butter to it, but, you know, I have some of the very small amount of the bacon fat, so that's enough fat in it for me. But if you want, you can add some butter, you know, whatever it is you like to saute your vegetables in. Like I said, usually I'll use some olive oil or avocado oil. You know, avocado oil, you know, has become very popular over the last couple of years. People that were never using avocado oil, now using it, which is a good thing. So yeah, as you can see, it's starting to brown up a bit, and you see how much it has shrunk in size too, right? So yeah, and it smells great with the herbs and things in it. So I'm just going to cover this for a minute or two, just to let it cook a little bit more. And then I'm going to get my plate, and then we're going to plate it up, and it'll be time to eat. So see you in a second. All right, guys, and so we're back. It's time to now plate things up. So let me start with the vegetables, because I'm going to put that on first and then, you know, put some sauce over it. So let me get the vegetables. And as you can see, it has finished. It is nice and brown and sauteed, and it smells really great. So I'm just going to make a bed of vegetables now. Of course, I'm not going to eat all of this, but this is just for the video's sake. I'm just going to make it nice and pretty, and I'm going to put that one piece of kohlrabi kind of in the center. There we are. And you hear my stomach growling. I am hungry. It is now what, 7 o'clock, and I skipped lunch. I had like brunch, and so it's way past time for me to eat. So there's our vegetables. And so now what I'm going to do is I put some of the chicken back in the on the stove just to keep it warm, and I'm just going to place it right on top there. One wing and one flat. And then I'm going to take some of the sauce and kind of drizzle it. Look at that. Just drizzle, 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 drizzle. Drizzle it around the plate. Not a chef. Just trying to make it a little pretty. It is a little messy. But I didn't want a lot of sauce personally, because it's sauce on the chicken, right? So we can drizzle the rest. I could have, you know, put a little bit more sauce in it. There's plenty more sauce in the bowl there. But I kind of just wanted to make a little culinary design. Not that I'm trying to go to culinary school and win an award, but just trying to make it pretty, right? And that's it, guys. There is my orange chicken. Let's put a little dab will do ya. Let's put a little bit there. Okay, I'm making a mess. Enough. So there it is, guys. I am so proud of this recipe. This is the first time that I have made orange chicken. And yeah. So next I'm going to try a different type of chicken using a different citrus fruit. It's just all about, you know, experimenting, right? And so I'm going to take some of the green onions for garnish. Look at that. Come on. Isn't that pretty? You guys have to admit that's pretty. If you don't admit it, I will. So this, guys, is my orange chicken. And like, share, subscribe. And let me know if you're going to try this. Let me know if you have tried this already. If not, are you going to try this? Let me know. What do you like in your orange chicken? Anything different in terms of the ingredients that I put in my orange chicken? And also what I wanted to do, guys, is to just taste the actual chicken that I made that, you know, in the oven, and I separated some. So I'm just going to show you, like I said, you see how crispy it is. Even on the other side, it's crispy. So and you hear how crispy it is, right? So I'm actually going to try some of it. So here is a piece of that. I would let you try it, but you know, oh, I'm supposed to let you guys try it. That's right. Here, take a piece from the crispy side. Or do you want the flat part? Let's see. Okay, let's just try a bit of this. I'm gonna crunch into this. So you ready? Take a bite. Now let me crunch. This is good. Yeah, nice and crispy oven fried chicken. I mean, now this is my first time making oven fried chicken. Guess what? Until I get I have an air fryer, but I haven't used it in a while to fry anything. But I like the oven. So I'm going to be making oven fried chicken from now on, guys. So it's time to eat. So I'm just going to first try some of the vegetables on its own. There you are. Try some of that. Then I'm going to try some of this, the orange sauce. I already tasted it, but this orange sauce tastes so good. And I taste the orange juice, but I can only imagine with the orange zest, it definitely will wake it up. And now I'm actually going to try a piece of the chicken. So here it is, the chicken, and a little bit of piece of the vegetables as well. I'm just going to dip it in the orange sauce to get more of the sauce on it. You guys can see that. Guys, try this recipe. This is good. And for those of you who like rice and fried rice, and you get orange chicken from the Chinese food restaurant, you're going to make this and you're going to like it. It's easy, guys. Make this. Trust me. It tastes great. And then it'll be something different that you can make for your family. And it's healthy that you make this versus going to the restaurant and then putting all kinds of ingredients in MSG and all of the things. So try this, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, it's your girl Brooklyn. Stay signing out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you make a comment. Take care and be well. Bye-bye. That's how much I was able to eat. I tried. Even when I was trying to finish my chicken, I was getting full, but I needed to get that protein in. So yeah, that's how much of it I was able to finish.